emotions are still raw, but just how are you processing the season as a whole right now?
Yeah, same thing as always. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise, all the honor, all the glory to Jesus. And there's so much to be thankful for, even when you come up short, even when you feel like it's, in a way of failure and not winning the game. There's so much to be grateful for. And just like you guys are more than reporters, we're more than football players. Coaches are more than coaches. And there's things in this life that are a lot more important than football. So having that perspective, I think, is very important. Holding my baby girl at home helps me with that. Being on the couch with my wife, those things kind of help keep football in perspective, of knowing that it's a game at the end of the day. It's our job, but it doesn't mean everything, and the results don't define us. So trying to keep that all in perspective, I think, is the most important thing for me. But it still sucks. Like, it's still painful. And, there's not really words that'll help or words that'll kind of make things feel better. It's just painful. It's hard. It'll take a while to get over. And unfortunately, we've had this feeling before. But I think it's important to kind of hold those feelings and remember what this feels like, because that's some of the best motivation for moving forward. And, hopefully one of these years we'll be able to get over the hump. But for now, just kind of taking some time away from football, spending time with the family, the stuff that really matters. That'll be the most important thing now.
Also, very controversial call in overtime with Brandon Cook's catch interception. Were you ever given an explanation, maybe that you heard from Sean or anyone else?
Yeah, obviously it's something that we're very frustrated about. It felt like it kind of just got glazed over. Didn't feel like even though they probably did review it plenty, it didn't feel like to us that it was kind of looked at intentionally. And that was probably the most frustrating part, to, pour out our body and our hearts into the game. And then a critical moment like that seemed to just have been a call that they stuck with and then moved on to the next play. It was really frustrating, but it's football. Sometimes things will go your way, sometimes things won't, and you got to live with what the call is.
Dawson, can you walk us through just the play right there in the fourth quarter? Josh just slightly goes over your head, but it looked like you had some space. Maybe if you caught that, you might have been able to get in. Can you just walk us through that route and what you're seeing from the defense?
Yeah, it's called the shoot route. If it's two high safeties, we kind of keep it down the hash, and if they go to one high, it turns into an over. We thought there was a space in the zone, but it's one of many plays that didn't go our way. And it's easy to look at one or two plays as like the defining moments, but there were 25 other plays that could have gone our way that didn't. And it's never just one play or one series. But yeah, it's just kind of it just proves that it's a game of inches. And, obviously that's one we want back, but there's plenty of those. There's plenty that I want back as well. And, I want to be able to do everything I can to help this team win, to help Josh win. And I keep replaying that in my head. Like, should I have taken the route higher? Should I have, laid out? Like, it's hard to handle those kind of when they replay in your head, but it is what it is, and you got to live with it. And I think that this team will be stronger moving forward. And unfortunately, the team will never be the same exact team that we had this season, but it was a special group, and gonna miss those guys, because it was a great ride, really resilient year, and we had a lot of awesome moments.
I remember last year in Kansas City, you talked to us about Dalton and the play that he wishes he could have had back. You see the way Josh had reacted after the game last night. To see your quarterback in that kind of shape, just what do you say to him, if anything, or just, what do you try to just convey to him in that moment?
Yeah, the type of leader he is, the type of man he is, he's always going to try to put it all on his shoulders. And that's what gives us so much respect and so much love for him. But we try to let him know, like, it's not just on him. Like, he carries the weight of this whole franchise, of this whole city on his shoulders, and that's a type of pressure that I can't even fathom. So just trying to pick him up and let him know, like, man, we put up 30 points on arguably the best defense in the NFL, and he gave us every chance to win possible. So it's never just on him. Even though he'll try to do that, we have to remind him, like, it's on all of us. Like, there's plays that all of us want back. There's plays that all of us have messed up on. But that's just the nature of his character, that he's going to try to hold that responsibility. But that's unfair to him, and it's never just on him or just on one player. So we'll be there for him. We'll pick him up. He'll be fine. He's the best player in the world, and as long as we got him on our team, we got a chance to win every game.
Dalton, there's a narrative out there that maybe he needed more support this year of talent around him. Did the Bills do enough to get him that support?
Oh, I don't know. That's not my job. I know every guy in the field did everything we possibly could to help him win games, and naturally, being the most talented player, the most valuable player in football, you want to do everything you can to help him, because you guys have seen the plays he makes game in and game out. So being around him is just an honor, and it's so much fun to be his teammate. And there's plays that I want back that I could have helped him on. So naturally, it's painful to fall short again and just wanting to be able to do more. But, in terms of this team, like, it's full of guys that poured out their hearts, played through injuries, that gave everything they had to help this team win games. So we don't have any regrets from that standpoint. But who knows? I don't know the narratives going around. I know that's people's job to come up with those narratives, but we just keep everything in-house and focus on what we can to win games.
What did you think of the job that Joe did this season? He's obviously getting some interviews right now, maybe even, but just your impressions of his job running the offense.
Man, Joe, I'm so thankful for him, and this whole team, this offense has so much respect for him as a coordinator and as a man. Like, we can feel that love that he has for us, not only as football players, but as men too, off the field, how our families are doing. But the way he had this offense running, man, there was no game that we felt like we were out of. We were down double digits at halftime going into fourth quarters, and we went back out there and won the game. And he did an incredible job every single game, giving us every chance to win possible. So selfishly, I'd love to have him back. I'd love to say he's a terrible coach so no one else will hire him, but that's not the truth. So hopefully he's back next year, but we definitely want the best for him, and I'm very, very thankful for my time with him.
You mentioned earlier, getting over the hump. It's 6 years in a row now you guys have made it to the Divisional Round. It's no small accomplishment, but getting past that threshold, getting to the ultimate goal has just proven to be a challenge. I recognize that this is a hard question to answer, but what do you think has to change to take that final step?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I do everything I can, and this team does everything it can to win games and put ourselves in the best position to win. And I don't know, this league's a hard league. Every team has the best football players in the world, and it's hard to beat those teams. So I don't know if it's any one thing, or I think it's been a little different every year. So it's kind of hard to put your finger on something, but all I know is that every time someone puts on a Buffalo Bills jersey, they're going to give their heart and soul to the game and try to do everything they can to help the team win. But it's very frustrating coming up short. It is. But again, we're not going to define ourselves with results, because all of us are more than just football players, and there's things in life that are far more important than football.
What gives you the faith that you guys can eventually get over the hump?
First thing that comes to mind is 17. Any team that he's on, you're going to have a chance to win every game you play. But also just this culture that's been built by Coach McDermott, by Brandon Beane. It's a special place, and you hear that from guys that come in from different teams. You hear that from guys that leave and go somewhere else to talk about how much they love being here and the perspective they have after having been somewhere different. It's a special place. It's a place that I call home, and I met my beautiful wife here, and it's a place that will always be special to me. So this place is going to continue being special, and I hope I can be here for as long as possible.
You mentioned how special Joe is to this offense. What about Cromer and just what he meant to you and the way this offense operates?
Yeah, he should be a Hall of Fame O-line coach. There's no question about it. He helped my game so much. You saw what he was able to do with the O-line, with the run game. He's like Master Yoda of coaching O-line in the run game and pass protection as well. So he was such an incredible coach. I got so much respect for him, and he's also an awesome guy. Like, I've spent time with him in the offseason down in Florida. I'll continue seeing him some. But we love Cromer, man. He's a hell of a coach.
Some big names across the line are going to enter off-season as free agents. David Edwards, Connor McGovern, Reggie Gilliam. What would it mean to have that group back next year?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have every single one of those guys back. Unfortunately, that's not my job, and I don't have much say in that. But those guys love being here too. They're incredible teammates, incredible football players, and I'm going to do everything I can to try to recruit them to stay. But at the end of the day, it's a business. There's salary caps, and you never know the variables that happen in free agency, but we'd love to have those guys back.
What did Jackson Hawes do in his rookie season for this team?
Man, Jackson is such an incredible player, man. He's the most polished run-blocking tight end that I've seen, especially as a rookie. I mean, that is so rare. I remember as a rookie just trying to hold on to my butt, trying to block these defensive ends and linebackers, but he was so consistent all year, and he brought a whole new identity to this offense that we hadn't had before, and running 12 personnel, 13, 22, all those different personnel groups were available because of him. So he's an awesome weapon, so dynamic, made some huge plays in the passing game as well, and he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
How important was that for the offense to have all those personnel groupings?
Yeah, I think that that versatility is huge for an offense, to where the defense doesn't really know what they're going to get. Like, we could have 3 tight ends out there and run the ball 5 plays in a row, or we could spread them out and pass it. You know, play action plays become a lot more effective, especially when you're establishing the run. So that versatility, making the defense truly cover both dimensions, I imagine as a defensive coordinator, something that's hard to do. So that dynamic capability of having him out there and multiple tight ends, it's really fun, especially as a tight end. I know I'm a little biased, but I love having multiple tight ends out there at a time.
You mentioned guys playing through injuries this year. Obviously, Dalton had some things to work through. What did you see out of him this season and just what he was able to accomplish?
Yeah, he's a warrior, man. He's just going to grind it out no matter the pain that he's going through, the multiple injuries he was playing through. Just his mindset going into every week, like, yeah, things are going to hurt, but I mean, you saw the plays that he made even yesterday. He's an incredibly gifted dude and an even better guy off the field than he is player on the field. So I've loved getting to know him. He's probably my best friend on the team, and that type of mindset that he has, that he's just going to go out there and give it his all regardless of how his body's feeling. That's something that not everyone has, and that's so admirable that he's willing to put his body on the line for the team like that. And we're so thankful for him, and you know, he's got a hell of a bright future ahead of him as well.
Thanks, appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.